Alright, what is going on, everybody on YouTube? Griffin here, coming back to you guys with another live stream from the Millennial Motivation Entrepreneur YouTube channel. First and foremost, if you're new to the channel and looking to join a awesome community of like-minded individuals, definitely consider hitting the subscribe button below. We'd love to have you here. We obviously talk about the stock market. We talk pretty much about any way to make money online, but we are obviously very heavy on the stock market here. If you're looking to just learn a little bit from a whole bunch of different people here, that's what we're all about. Today we're going to be obviously going over just my trades. It's obviously about 30 minutes until market close, a little over 30 minutes until the regular session closes, a couple hours until Robinhood's hours close, the after hour session close as well. So we're going to talk about how I managed to make over 12% on a very quick trade on SPY trading SPY options earlier this morning before all this volatility hit. And how I pretty much go about playing the panics and usually get in and out of these trades in 10 minutes or less. Rarely ever is it longer. How's it going there, Josh? Good afternoon. But yeah, I mean, you can do this, what I'm about to show you guys, I mean, you can do it short term, like shorter trades as in time duration, longer. It's just, from my personal experience, the longer that you hold these options, obviously these options are highly volatile. You have theta that's working against you majorly. So I figured from just process of elimination, this trading style works the best for me and for my lifestyle as well, because obviously I have a job and I can't just be sitting there looking at my phone 24/7. So what I do is I set some alerts up, and I'll talk about just kind of how I go through that, because I know there's a lot of you guys that also have the 9 to 5, 8 to 4, whatever kind of grind you have going on, where you can't necessarily look at your phones 24/7 by any means. So you have to get in and out of trades either quickly or set some alerts, and then when the alert goes off, go ahead and trigger it to sell. So pretty much early on this morning, crazy day overall for the market, by the way. We were down on SPY a little over 1% today. I think the Dow Jones is down about 1% overall as well. Looks like overall SPY is probably going to end somewhere around 0.5% to 0.75% down on the day. But obviously anything can happen. We know that last 5 to 10 minutes of the market for SPY is crazy, right? So you can literally implement this little style trading. It's not a get rich quick or anything like that, though you can depending on your position size, for sure. But I mean, you can literally do this trading style multiple times throughout the day. Unfortunately though, PDT, if you don't have $25,000, you're probably going to do this trade 2 or 3 times a week, because you only have 3-day trades in the sliding 5-day window. But pretty much what we do here, we just zoom in here because this is around where I did it this morning. So first and foremost, let's just take a look overall at my day. We had overall for the entire account balance up around 11% on the day, up almost $200. You can see I was completely done trading by 10:20 a.m. Eastern, so less than an hour after market open. So I made, in less than an hour of trading, $186, 10-11% profit. And overall in the last week, we're up about 17-18% overall. But really, everything's really started kicking in high gear here the last couple of days. You can see, obviously, we were down. This was Friday. We ended up down slightly. Actually, not slightly. We were down quite a bit on a UWT position that we did go ahead and sell for less than 1% profit. You can see this morning I sold. It hasn't even updated yet. Let's see if we can go over to my history and see if it updated. So you can see I sold. There we go. Now everything's loading back up. So we sold all 115 shares at $15.57 a piece. It was, like I said, around 0.5% return, nothing major. But after as down as I was happy to just get out of that trade. I knew what I was planning on doing. Most of my account was obviously tied up in this position, which is obviously dumb, but that's besides the point. I wanted to put that money to work into some SPY options. Took about an overall 40% position on some contracts here, so we can pull up this position. You can see at 10:12 a.m. Eastern time, I got filled for 80 cents per contract, $80, and I'll show you guys just how this all works. I'm just going over my trades for the day first. 10 contracts at 80 cents, they're calls. I was pretty much betting on SPY going up. And literally within like 5 to 10 minutes, 10:19 a.m. Eastern time, so 7 minutes, we sold them for 90 cents. So that was around 12.5% return. Obviously, we don't pay any fees, So we can pull up the calculator. $100 return on a $800 investment, 12.5 right on the dot. So 12.5% in 7 minutes, $100 made in 7 minutes. You can't beat that really on this small of an account. You just can't. I mean, you could beat it in a crazy situation, but whatever. So we did this trade. This is in Central Time. So we placed this trade 10:12 right around here. SPY had started to drop. Again, my clock up here is in Central Time. It's at 10:12 a.m. Eastern Time. So at 9:12 Central Time, we placed this trade. SPY was on a downward slope. I set an alert for once SPY went under like 81.10 or something like that. It got set off. I bought those calls, wrote it up somewhere right around. I don't even think I wrote it up here. I think I sold. What time was it? 17. So right here, right in this area, we sold. That's where we made our profit. So you can see I didn't get it at the absolute low. I got it right around 81 when it was at 81.06. So I mean, literally, we're talking off of SPY moving a quarter, not even a full quarter, 22 cents off of a 22-cent move in, I mean, less than 10 minutes again, about a quarter move, and we made 12.5%, where SPY only moved 0.08%. So like I said in the Discord group chat, you do not need a drastic move to make really good money on these are short-term SPY options. That's where I need to be crystal clear about trading these options. The option that I had specifically placed will go into SPY. Well, what I do is I go into here, and this is why you have to be able to get in and out of these trades usually within minutes. If you want to wait a couple hours or something, I would suggest going another expiration day further out, because you can see you can play around with the expiration day. This specific technique, you're doing literally the next expiration date, and the one that we had specifically placed was like the 280 or 281. I think it was the 281 strike. So I mean, see, if you had held this all day, I bought it at $80, 80 cents. So if you had held this all day, you would have lost a ton of money. I would have lost, I had 10 shares. I would have lost over $500 on this trade if I'd held it all day. So you need to be able to get in and out. I cannot stress enough. You need to be able to get in and out of these trades quickly. I mean, quickly. And you probably think, well, that sounds stupid risky. Why would I want to do that? If you know how to read your charts, read your RSI, read your MACD, you're going to buy it at the right time. I mean, SPY does the same thing every single day. I'm not saying constantly up, constantly down, anything like that, but overall on the minute chart, it does the same thing every single day. At some point, over and over and over, you can see RSI starts to approach oversold, or is oversold in fact. MACD is showing that our selling is pretty strong right now. I like to wait until we start to see selling is about to wear off, and I like to see that our RSI is starting to point back up, because that usually means what? That we're getting ready to have somewhat of an upward move. Boom, buy my contracts, and then usually before it even ends up turning green, I'm usually getting out, because we know also there's a lot of times where it starts to show selling is wearing off, but then it starts to pick back up again, and obviously that's when we have more of these drastic moves downward like we did throughout the rest of the day. I also like doing these trades earlier on in the morning, kind of when the market's trying to figure out which direction it's going to go, because usually early on we kind of have this little sideways action where we go down roughly 0.25%. This was when it was on an up day, and this morning we pop up, we kind of go sideways, have a quick little 0.25%, 0.5% drop, just a lot of sideways action. And with this sideways action, you can make lots of money very quick. You can be in and out, done with your day, like I said, within minutes. I mean, I've done this now multiple times. We did this on Friday as well. If you didn't see that stream, that was the Friday, March 1st stock market stream that we had Friday morning. Literally got in and out of that trade, in like 2 minutes, and we made that one was only about 7% profit, but who's going to complain about making 7% profit in 2 minutes? I mean, you just cannot beat those profits at the end of the day. So, I mean, it just works. I mean, you can see same thing right here. Even if you just bought this tiny little dip, which I wouldn't, I like seeing a pretty quick move to the downside where I know it's going to bounce, something like this where it's just slowly but surely just keeps going down. No, obviously do not. I mean, you can. It's going to be a quick little 3-minute trade, but this one here is probably only going to offer you about, I would say, a 5 to 10% return. So, I mean, that's still not a bad return, but just know when to sell. You can see it kept getting rejected by this EMA line right here all late morning and early afternoon. It just kept getting rejected every time it tested it. So you just have to know your exit strategy. If you know your exit strategy, you're going to be very successful doing this trading method. I don't have my EMA actually on my phone. I need to adjust my studies on my phone. That way I would have been able to sell at the right time, because earlier on you could see we were kind of bouncing above the EMA line. Like I said, just a bunch of sideways action earlier on this morning, which is what I love trading. So in hindsight is always 20/20. I would have wrote it up a little more to the SMA, and I probably would have made another 5 to 10% profit. We would have been talking about probably a 20 to 30% return instead of just a 12.5. But I won't complain. Like I always preach to you guys so much, do not be afraid to take profit off the table. I was up obviously $100. $100 on my account size is a very good return in my opinion. So just to put this into perspective now, let's see if we can get a good sense on how the market's moving right now. I don't really like doing it on the short side because obviously long term I am always long the market. I never really like to short the market quite as much, but just to put this in perspective, because it looks like the market's going up right now. So it's pushing up right now. So what we're going to want to do is head over to the put side. So we're going to want to buy a put. So no, we do not want to mess with the $300 puts. We want to do just outside of in the money. So we would want to do the 278.50 put. So you can see right now this is trading for around $90. Now obviously I'm not going to submit this trade or anything, but just watch it. It's at $90 right now. Just keep that in mind. So as we watch it here, we can see it starting to drop a little bit. I want to see if it's going to hold that EMA line. Actually, that's pretty interesting to see if SPY is going to go bullish to end the market day. But you can see it's dropping right now. There it goes. Dropped. Already up to $93. So right there you made $3 just like that. Let's say you went ahead and sold right there. I wouldn't. I would probably hold a little bit. But let's say you went ahead and sold right there. $3.90. A little over 3% return. So you just made 3%, and that was like a minute trade if you got in and out of it. Oops, didn't mean to pull that up. But yeah, see, so it looks like it's gonna try to hold that EMA line as a support. So again, I never really like doing the short version of this. This is more of a, because there's so many people that buy the heck out of this dip. So like, see, yeah, I wouldn't have probably even placed that short position. I just wanted to kind of give you guys just a quick little tutorial, kind of, because see, now that's already down $7, 7 cents, $7 per put position. Let's go over to the call side and see if we can get another drop, because I like doing the call side instead, because I like playing the dips. See, I mean, even right there, if you'd bought the dip right here, just off that little move alone, 786 to now 79.20, that right there alone probably would have been a 10% return on these SPY calls. Guarantee it. The one I'd be watching here right now is a 79.50, I believe. Yeah, 79.50 is the call we're going to be watching right now. I would not buy it right now. Just had a huge boner candle, as I like to refer to them. Yeah, SPY, I mean, those options move fast. And they move so fast. Why? Because it's so close to the expiration. That's what's beautiful about these options is, I mean, you're going to get it's almost like trading a penny stock, but obviously SPY, it's not going to be so manipulated like most penny stocks are. It's very liquid, obviously. The spider ETF of the S&P 500. But, I mean, it just offers amazing potential. Now, I actually look for this thing to pull back here within the next probably couple minutes. I don't know. Let me look at that hourly chart. No, actually, it's probably getting ready to run for the rest of the day. But it'll probably have a 20-30 cent pullback, I'm sure, within the next few minutes. So when that happens, I'll show you guys what I mean with this SPY options. I mean, this is, you could do, if you had a $25,000 account where you could do unlimited day trades, you can make so much money doing this trading method. I can't believe, in all honesty, that more people don't do this trading method. I'm sure there's some out there, but they're probably not bloating it all over YouTube, because you can lose money just as quick doing this. It's just, again, you have to have an entry strategy, and you better have your exit strategy planned, or else you're not going to make money doing this. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of a pullback now. This isn't enough. I'm talking about these kind of pullbacks. These are the pullbacks I like getting into, where we break that EMA, because once we break it, we know at some point we're going to retest it at the minimum. So we'll see what happens here over the next minute or two. But I mean, I'm just so interested with SPY. SPY, oil, those are the two you guys know that I love to trade the most. UWT, that's actually came down quite a bit too. Where's oil at? Oil's still around 56.50. It's probably going to get pinned there, to be honest. Probably going to pin it right around 56.50 today. The oil market closes entirely around 4 o'clock Central Time, 5 o'clock Eastern. Looks like they're going to save it right at the EMA again. It might not even pull back. Just wait until the last, wait for about 10 to 15 minutes from now. That's when all hell breaks loose. But let's see where this price is at right now. So it was at 87, so it's already up from 87 to 90. I mean, say you went ahead and gambled and got in it at 87. $3 return divided by 87. That's still a almost 3.5% return. Not quite a lot, but I mean, still 3.5% return on a few minutes of a trade. You can't really complain about that, in my opinion. But, and I mean, if you want to get into this, if you want to get into like the SPY option trading that I'm talking about, where you're literally getting in and out of these trades within sometimes 1 to 2, usually between 2 to 10 minutes of these trades, if you're wanting to just experiment with it, just consider doing like a 1 contract position. I think Josh, you might have did that earlier. Just do a 1 contract position, test your method. What I would use for your study standpoint though, I only use the 1 minute chart, obviously, because we're talking about getting in and out of these trades quick. I like to use the EMA. I like to use the SMA as well, though it's not necessarily as huge of a factor. And then I totally use my RSI and MACD indicator. Like I said, I generally like the RSI and MACD to signal oversold whenever I do these trades, but it's usually in the morning session when I do this type of trade too. I'm just trying to kind of show you guys a quick example, but it's probably going to be a few minutes before we get some significant movement within SPY. I look forward to definitely go. Here it goes. See if they save it right now. So let's see what that price action's looking like. It's down to 83 cents now, so at $83. It's a little bit attractive, but I want to see this candle grow. I want to see one of these bigger candles where we drop roughly a 0.1%. I want to see it probably come down to 278.80 personally, somewhere around there. So there we go, 88, 90, down to 79 cents. See what just waiting gives you so much profit. Now see the green candle. If I get some confirmation, then hop in, but as of now, still waiting. Just letting theta do its thing as well, because theta, believe it or not, is killing these options minute by minute when it's so close to expiration like this. So I want to see it keep on dropping. MACD is starting to show selling, starting to pick up. RSI is cooling off a little bit. We're at 51, almost 52 on the RSI. So the selling is probably just now getting ready to start heating up. I think it's probably going to pull back to around, at the minimum, 278.80. Probably closer to the 278, low 70s, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens here over the next. Like I said, it's going to take a couple minutes for the sell-in to pick up, but it just happens like clockwork almost every single time. Almost, keyword. Like I said, you want to wait for some form of confirmation first. Last 2 minutes so far have been unched right around 278.95. that doesn't really happen, but we'll kind of just wait on it and see what happens. So see, if you would have went ahead and hopped in, you probably, say you went in at the 80-cent mark, you would have made 88, only 8 off of that. However, I don't really like investing in these. These are usually short-lived candles, 1-minute trades. These are more for those computer traders, like algorithm traders. But hell, say you did happen to get in at 79, you made a $9 return off of a $79 investment within, what was that, about a 2-minute trade? That's 11%. I mean, that's still not too shabby. 11%, that's pretty damn good. So again, it looks like that EMA is actually going to act as a support right now. So we'll kind of see what goes on there. So see how short-lived that selling was? That's actually pretty insane. So if you hadn't listened to me, which a lot of people don't, 79 cents, that's still at 88 cents. We'll see where it's at here in a minute if it pops back up to 279.20. I guarantee you at 279.20, that's probably going to be a 92-cent option easily. Probably closer to 95 cents. Between 92 and 95 cents, I'm betting. So let's see where it's at right now. Boom, 90 cents already. See if it can take that next leg higher. See right there, I would have probably settled for that. 90 cents. I mean, that would have been an $11 return on, again, if you got in at that $79 mark. Boom, 14%. And that was probably what? How long have we been on this trade? About 3 minutes. So lots. And again, that wasn't even a significant move. Like I said, I personally like to wait for more significant moves, but I mean, these are literally 5-minute, 10-minute segment trades. I mean, you could trade these. I mean, like I said, if you wanted to, you could trade the pops at the same time. Like, go ahead and short the pops. I personally just don't like to. So let's see where that position's at right now. 91 cents, about where I expected it to be. I said 92 to 95, so pretty close. Now it's at 92. So like right here, I would have went ahead and sold for sure. You're talking a $13 now, $13 return, $79 investment, 16.5% return right there. And that's pretty much what I do on these trades. I mean, I don't gamble. I miss out on profit because of it. I'll be the first to admit it. But again, why would I complain about locking up 10, 12, 15% return profits in minutes? Again, we're talking about buying it right around this low. Not low, but you know what I'm saying. This little dip right here. This is literally a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-minute trade. And if you got out right now, again, that's a $13, which is a 16.5% return on your investment. So like I said, if you just want to experiment with this kind of trading, try it. You can do it on you can do it on your paper trading account on TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. I personally haven't. Or if you don't really like doing the paper trading on Thinkorswim, like the options platform like that they have on Thinkorswim, then by all means, like I said, start out with just like one contract. But do it only if you're able to sit there and watch your trade for just a few minutes. That's the thing too. I don't know about you guys, but I usually catch a few minutes throughout my day here and there. Every 20-30 minutes I get a few minutes where I can sit there and watch my trade. I set my alerts. Once my alert to buy goes off, I haul over to my truck, my work truck, because usually, luckily, I'm done at that point with whatever I'm doing because I go house to house for my work. I go over to my work truck, load my stuff up, and then I see where the stock is at, SPY specifically. I usually end up hopping in, ride it out for a few minutes, sell, make my money, go home. So, still going up. So, I mean, the profit is so quick. I wish we would have got some sort of a larger dip. That way we could have seen one of the big 20-30% gainers. But, oh well. See, I mean, you can see. I mean, this is not a big movement whatsoever. It's just not. But, you don't want to hold these very long. Why? Because theta is going to murder you with holding these options. So that's why we get in and out of these trades within usually 5-10 minutes at the most. The trade today was a 7-minute trade. The trade on Friday was like a 2-minute trade. So those were the only trades I did today. Like I said, we sold the UWT shares at $15.57. Our average buy cost was around like $14.45 or something like that. So it showed my overall profit on Robinhood, said something like $11 or something like that. Something not too big. I mean, it was a very minor profit. But if you're wondering, well, how does it say you're up 186? It's because I was down like $40, $30, $40, something like that on that position coming into the trading session. So obviously I had a $100 profit on the SPY options that we sold. And then I had whatever the dollar amount was of profit from it gapping up overnight. Yeah, so you can see overall it says minus 125 pre-market, and then there we go. So overall, pretty big turnaround actually. We're so close to $1,900. Unfortunately, the thing that is so unfortunate, like I said earlier about doing this PDT. So I cannot trade until Wednesday. So tomorrow I'm pretty much going to be sitting out. Going to be crying a little bit because I'll be missing out on some money. Those of you in Discord know I was cussing out the PDT rule because I probably could have made another $100, $200 today. But whatever. It is what it is at the end of the day. We just got to work around it. This trade was such a waste of a day trade. I wish I'd never even did it. It only made me like 1% on my entire account. But it is what it is. Money's money at the end of the day. So this is going to go off Wednesday. I'll be able to do a day trade Wednesday. This one's going to go off Friday. So depending on how Wednesday looks, I might not even day trade on Wednesday either. If anything, I might set up a swing trade depending on how oil's looking. Maybe a UWT position. Maybe not. We'll cross that bridge when it comes here. If not, then I'll probably use it by Thursday. It just depends what the market looks like overall. Oil, SPY. I'll have to see overall what my feel is for the market. But it'll be Wednesday, Friday, Monday. So that's the good thing, at least, is I have my day trade set up where every day or two, one's going to be rolling off. Like I said, Wednesday, skip a day, Thursday, Friday, that'll roll off. And then Monday, that one's going to roll off. So about a week from now. Kind of sucks. I wish the PDT, they'd at least adjust it to 5-day trades. Pretty much give you like 1 day trade a day, so to speak. To me, that would be a big change. Something that, one, would be a realistic change that they could actually, you would think they would compromise what traders on and do. And two, I mean, it's just an overall good compromise. Because, you know, at the end of the day, I call it the anti-little guy rule. They can say what they want about protecting people from blowing up their accounts. People are going to blow up their accounts regardless if they're getting into trading. It's just part of it. I mean, people start out with $500, end up with $100 usually within their first month of trading. Why is it? Psychology is what I say. But I wish they would at least consider adjusting it, so to speak. 4 or 5 day trades, I wouldn't complain quite as much. 3, that's a little bit ridiculous. So, looks like SPY is starting to dip a little here. Let's watch it and see what happens. MACD is showing selling's picking up a little bit. Let's go over to those SPY options and see if we can do another example. So again, we go over to the closest expiration. I personally like to do calls. There's people that do calls and puts. I just like doing calls. It's a lot easier to buy the dip than sell the rip, in my opinion. So we just missed out on a little rip right there. So we would have been looking at that 279.50. It probably just went up 5 or 10 cents just since we were transferring. Like I said, man, it happened so quick. It was at 278.90s. It's already up to 279.16. So I mean, that probably moved up 10 cents per contract. Yeah, see, it's already back up at 90. And Robinhood Web is not I prefer, when it comes to doing these, believe it or not, doing it on your phone when it comes to Robinhood is better. Robinhood Web is slow. I don't know what it is. It's definitely, I made sure it's not my internet. I mean, I'm around 500 Mbps. I mean, I've got pretty quick internet, but my phone actually is more up to date. Like, from a price standpoint. Because look at that. That was a 3-cent move in a second. Wow. Look at that. What was previous close? 1.76. High 2.67. Yeah, see that theta? Minus 2.69. I mean, that alone, I mean, just since we watched it, it moved from what was it? The last I saw it was like 0.88 to 0.94. That was this quick little $6 move. That one's not quite as big, but I guarantee you whenever this was in the 278 90s, that was probably right back around that $78 price point. So that would have been a $16 return on a $78 investment. You just can't complain about these returns. But it doesn't look like we're going to get, oh, hold on, hold your breath. You might get a drop right here. Like I said, that last 5 minutes of trading, all hell breaks loose usually. Usually that last 1 to 5 minutes, we start to see a whole bunch of crazy stuff happen. Now, I personally would not like trading the last 5 minutes. If so, I definitely want to be on the right side of the stick. It's more easier. What I usually do, I let the market, because I have to get to my first stop anyways for work around 8 a.m. So usually I do my entire first stop, and then the market opens at 8:30 Central Time. I'm in Central U.S. Standard Time. I kind of let the market do its thing for about 30 minutes or so. I go to another home, take care of a stop or whatever, and then I come back and look, see kind of what's going on within the market. And then from there, I start setting my alerts for buying, because that first 30 minutes, the market's kind of just lots of quick moves, like second by second moves, stuff I really don't want to be messing around with. So I kind of just let it do its thing that first 20-30 minutes, sometimes even an hour. Then, like I said, I come in, set my alerts where I think I'll be able to buy these options, these call options, for a cheap price point. Wait for that dip to happen. Usually happens every single time. Sometimes I miss out on a little bit of dips here and there, but like I said, these dips happen like every 5 to 15 minutes usually. They're just so quick when they happen. So I set my alerts at where I want to buy, where I think it's attractive to buy, and then the alert gets set off. I go in, look at it, get my confirmation, place my trade, and then I watch it for a few minutes, sell, and then I'm done for the day. That was literally exactly what I did today, and it worked out perfectly. Now, is this to say this is a bulletproof trading system and you're gonna make hundreds of dollars a day on a $1,000 account every single day? Absolutely not. You're probably still gonna have losers, because let's be real, it's just, especially for those of us that have full-time jobs, it's hard for us to just literally sit there, get the exact price point we want, get in and out. But that's where me as a trader, I'm more likely going to take a 3 to 5% return if there's any type of resistance at all. Like right now, if I was quote unquote in this trade, I would probably, it's probably up like 2 to 5% right now. I would go ahead and take that profit off the table and move on. It's just how I am. I would rather take 2 to 5% off the table and be like, damn, I missed out on a 10% return a few minutes later, than the trade potentially go against me while I'm working for the next 30 minutes or however long I am at work before I can look at my trade again, and then end up being down 5 or 10%, because once these options tend to go down, it takes a lot for them to go back up in value. What did I say earlier? My position is a 281. Man, why is it not showing up on my history, on my notifications? 281.50. So let's check out the 281.50. You can see I bought it at $80. So like I said, you go to the 281.50. I guarantee you this thing is almost worthless now. Let's go up to 281.50. It's worth 19 cents. So I mean, like I said, you just have to cover your profits. If you're a gambler and you always try to squeeze the most profits, you're gonna get eaten alive doing this trading style. But if you're someone that's learned through just horrible heartbreak that taking a little bit of something's better than a whole lot of nothing, or losing a whole lot of nothing, then this trading technique will make you quite a bit of money. So it looks like the market's gonna attempt to go ahead. We got about 1 minute left. This is where all hell really breaks loose. You see the volume starting to rush in over the last 5 minutes. It looks like we're gonna end, like I said, probably right around 0.5% down on the day. I figured a little bit more. I thought we'd end around 279 personally, but it looks like they're gonna try to push it on up, keep it above 279.25 going into the close. So let's see if you had gotten in that one trade. It's now worth 93, 94. Still at 94. I thought it'd be around 95 by now. But if you didn't sell right here, you're crazy. 96. Now I'd be selling. $17 return on a $79 investment. Now it's at 98. So I mean, again, there you go. There's your 20 to 30% return. It was at $97, $98 now. There you go, 101. So if you had gotten it at 101, what is that? A $22 return on a $79 investment. 28%. Now that is highly unlikely. You probably wouldn't have got that because it looked like it was there for about 10 seconds. But it just goes to show, I mean, the money is there. And that was not a huge move. I mean, that actually wasn't that big of a move now that we're looking at it. But that just goes to show that was about a 1 to 2 minute. Well, if you'd been in it since 79 cents, you were in it for about 5 to 10 minutes. But 5 to 10 minute trade, 20-30% profit was made right there. And I'm sure somebody played it because I know I'm not the only one that knows this trading style. But I know there was a lot of you that wanted to see kind of how that works. So I wanted to hop on here and do that live stream for you all. And I'll probably do another video kind of related to this at some point. I'm probably not going to do it today just because we obviously already had a stream about it. But yeah, just to recap, I want to make sure real quick our stream's still doing all right. We got 6 of you tuning in. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully you guys have ended your day green. Let me know in the chat, what were you guys trading today? How much were you up, down, neutral? Today was a pretty good day for us. Like I said, up overall about 11% on the account. We made 12.5% on the SPY options, which was a $100 return on an $800 investment. So for the last week now, we're up about 17-18%. For last month, still about 18-19%. So looking a lot better. You can see we kind of struggled a little bit out of the gate in February. And then surprise, surprise, when we started trading options again, SPY options specifically, our returns are enhancing big time. So to keep it all in perspective, because there is still a lot of risk with this trading style, like say Wednesday comes around, I have a day trade available. Based on my current account size, I'll probably trade with around a $900 position. My target profit on that is usually around 11%. So if I do a $900 position and I make 11%, that's going to be about a $100 return, pretty much what I made today. But like I said, just because I have that target does not mean that I'm going to try to squeeze it out of it. If I'm up 5-6% on that position and it looks like there's a little bit of resistance there, don't think I'm going to hesitate to sell. I'm notorious for selling early. I sold my UWT early today, way too early actually. I will never not take a 5%. Didn't mean to do that. 900. Say I did a $900 position times 5%. That's still a $45 return. And again, that's going to be in a few minutes. Why would I hesitate to take a $45 return in less than 10 minutes off of the table? I mean, $45, and let's say it's a 5-minute trade. There's 60 minutes in an hour. That's what, about 10, 12. So multiply that times 12. That's in essence $540 an hour. Now, obviously, that's not what I'm making, but just to keep everything in perspective, why would you hesitate to take that profit off the table? That is why so many traders lose. They have a target, and if they don't get to the target, then they don't sell. They think like they get into some confirmation bias type of thing. Like I said, 99% of trading, what I've learned over my last year or so of trading, 99% of it is psychology. The rest is the technicals. The rest is what you learn and what you apply. 99% of it is psychology. We get our target in mind, and if we don't get our target, then we get this, like I said, like a confirmation bias or something, that we just are like, I'm not selling until I get this profit. And then you go from up 5%, 2%, whatever you're up, to minus 5%. And then from there you get caught bag holding. And when it comes to these options, you do not want to get caught bag holding. Like I said, that option that I bought it for 80 cents. If I had held it throughout the whole day, I would have lost over $500. So I went from gaining 100 to what would have been losing 500 if I had held throughout the whole day, which would be stupid. So, I mean, it's just going with a target, but have a little bit of lenience with it. Obviously, you want to get the maximum return that you can get, but at the end of the day, I would rather have a little bit of something than a whole lot of nothing or end up losing money. So, always just keep everything in perspective when it comes to your target. Like, am I targeting to do 10%, 11% a day? No, honestly, I'm happy if I can do that on a monthly basis. 10, 11% in a month is awesome. If you can do that every single month, you're talking over 100% returns per year. So, like I said, last week, not too bad. Last month, pretty good as well. Up $300 on a $1,500, 16, whatever it is, $1,500, $1,600 account. So, cannot complain. But I know we got a few of you in here. Like I said, what did you all trade today? Are you paper trading? Even if you're paper trading, let us know what you're paper trading there in the chat, or what stocks you're looking out for. Now's the time where I'll break down a few stocks for you guys if you guys want me to do that. But yeah, because I mean, overall, for like the market recap, so to speak, what I traded, like I said, all I did was I sold my UWT position, sold all 115 of them, made roughly 10 to 20 cents per share on average. Some of them, obviously a lot more because I bought as low as like $14.80, but overall roughly a 10 to 20 cent per share profit. So not a whole lot in terms of profit, just a few dollars overall. And then obviously the SPY option, that's where we made our bulk of the money. I don't know why it keeps saying stock from Robinhood pending. It keeps saying that, but I've never gotten a actual stock from them for anything. How's it going there, Peter? Cron options was good. So let's take a look at Cron real quick. How did old Cron do today? I feel like it traded sideways because I didn't get a notification about it today. So down about 1% overall, which isn't too bad. I think right around 2160 to 2165 is probably going to act as a pretty strong support, resistance now after the drop below $21. But let's take a look at the 1 hour. You guys know I love my 1 hour. 1 hour chart looks decent. I mean, we had this drop again. As long as the lows keep getting higher and the highs keep getting higher. Only thing is, it looks like now we got kind of a brick wall here right around $22. So that's something to keep an eye on. I mean, that's still a couple percent, about 2% away. But let's see, you bought some calls on the dip. What time did you buy those today in Eastern time? Did you buy like somewhere around here earlier this morning? Around lunchtime or something like that maybe? Or a little bit before lunchtime? And I mean, you can definitely play options on SPY too, where you're not day trading necessarily. It's just me, from my previous year or so of experience trading options in general. My options, they tend to go from being in the green the day I buy them to like in the red the next day. I don't know if it's just my luck or what, but a lot of time, I mean, there'd be an occasional trade, 1 out of 3, that would still be profitable or actually double my profit even in some cases or more. But I had more red trades than green when trading SPY specifically, SPY and XOP options. So I just figure, you know what, I'll just day trade them, make my 10, 20%, 5, 10, however much percentage per day, and I'll trade 3-4 times a week and call it a week. Around 12:30 Eastern time, so around 11:30 where I'm at. So you bought this thing, let's see. So you got it near the low of the day then. Yeah, you waited for a little bit. So you did the good thing, actually. You waited for a little bit of confirmation that this thing, it got back above its EMA. And it actually held, you bought it pretty much at a almost perfect time, in my opinion. So that means you got this thing right around, pretty close to like 2090, while it was around the 2090. So I'm assuming you're up pretty good. Okay, there you are. Yeah, up 50%. So there you go. But still down because of SQBG. Let's take a look at that. I heard some people talking about that too. You say SQBG? The hell are you doing trading this? Oh, this is that. This is the other one. Damn, dude. Did you buy this after the pop? This is the one with the Martha Stewart. Damn, man. Man, did you buy this after I warned you about it yesterday? Didn't we talk about this one yesterday on Sunday Stock Watch? Man, sorry about that, dude. But I mean, that one, in all honesty, you might just want to hold it for a long time, especially depending on how much you're actually down on this position. You might just want to hold it for a while because it is, if I remember right, this is a marijuana stock. This is the one that Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg or whatever, if I remember right. Or is it? I don't remember. I don't see it anywhere in the news, so I might be wrong saying that. But either way, anything pot stock related that's a penny stock, like I said, if you're going to buy it, just know you might want to hold it for a long time because Cron, prime example. Speaking of Cron, prime example of why, man, what the hell? Cron. Prime example is around $5 a share, bam, it's five-folded. I mean, you would have multiplied your money 5x in the last year. So if you want to hold it, I mean not hold it, if you want to buy it, then just be willing to hold it for a while. But, and obviously we're talking about SQBG. How's it going there, Luis? You left options, started trading futures, made 300%. I know, I keep hearing about futures and that I should leap on over there before long, but I know my account, based on from what I've heard, my account size is a little bit too small still. I heard it does take quite a bit of capital to get started, so I'll probably leap over there within the next year, maybe less if everything goes good, but probably sometime late 2019, early 2020. Obviously, I have the baby on the way too, so I have to think about that whenever I'm hopping into new kind of trading styles and whatnot. But yeah, I hear futures is where the real money's at for sure. But I mean, even doing, like I said, these quick in and out trades, doing SPY options, I mean, 300%, that's amazing, man. But I mean, if I can consistently make, what was it, 12.5% in a few minutes in a 7-minute trade is what this one was today. If I can make 12% in 10 minutes on a daily basis, that'll be amazing too. Let's see, it's all good. Ended up covering a lot of the losses. Still up on the week. Yeah, because I follow, and by the way, Peter's Instagram, I think is, man, I don't forget what your Instagram is, Peter. I was going to shout it out. I actually follow Peter. He's on Instagram, and he uploads a bunch of his trades and whatnot, like gives everybody weekly and daily updates on his trades. His Instagram is in our group chat in the Discord app. If you're not with us already, that's down in the description box. Like I said, there's over 60 of us in there now. So it's in there, and he has a pretty cool page as well. Ant futures, we put in $3K, $400 for S&P, $400 for each contract. Okay, so I mean that's actually not too bad, but I want to at least get up to, so there it is, Peter's portfolio. Say that 100 times and see how much you mess up Peter's portfolio. Yeah, that's a tongue twister right there. But yeah, once I get my account to where I want it to be, where I can go full-time trading and whatnot, at that point, that's when I'll start experimenting more with like futures, all that good stuff. But man, that's a good trade, man. 3x. And how long was that trade? I'm just curious because I'm on the topic of getting in and out of trades super quick today. How long did that trade take you today? Was it like an hour or something? And was it a short? That's another thing I want to wonder. I'm assuming you did SPX. Or no, that's just the index. That'd be a /ES. So I'm assuming you, today's drop, yeah. So I'm assuming you got in, let's go to our 1-day chart. I'm assuming you got in somewhere around like say 27.70. And how long did you ride that up by chance? But yeah, if Robinhood could come, could you imagine if Robinhood came out with futures trading? Or where you could short stocks or any of that stuff? I got in break of support. And if I remember right, how futures contracts, well, it depends. I've heard based on oil. I never looked at the S&P 500 futures. Isn't it like for every 10-cent move, it's like $100 or $10 or something like that? I forget. Like I said, I got a whole bunch of learning to do on that, and I'm super intrigued. What happened with this little pop here? Was this right near? Yeah, closing bell. Volume burst. Volume pop again. But yeah, I got so much learning to do within that futures market. I heard though you can make a whole lot of money. What I like about futures too is it's pretty much 24/7. I mean, it's like what? It's, if I remember right, it is 24/7 on the S&P 500 futures. If not, it's pretty close, or like 24/5. I mean, something like that. Because the futures market opens at like 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, and then they close for the week, what, Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. Eastern, something like that. So I mean, you can literally trade in your pajamas, so to speak, if you really wanted to. Wake up early in the morning, but obviously you're gonna have not quite the volume early on, but still pretty volatile movements. So yeah, I'll probably long term hop into futures, but for now I'll do what I can do with SPY. There's tons of money to be made in the SPY options. If I remember right, Luis, I think you even mentioned they used to trade the options as well. But I remember you used to play some SPY options too back in the day, about a year ago, whenever we did the live stock market trading. In and out instant settlements. Ooh, that's beautiful. Do they still have is it PDT still on futures too? Oil, like I said, oil's probably going to get pinned around 56.50 until the new trading session opens back up around 5 p.m. Central. SPY 79.25 after hours. Natural gas. We didn't even talk about natural gas yet either. No PDT. Oh man, I might have to get into futures sooner rather than later. But natural gas, again, natural gas keeps on keeping on. It keeps on making higher highs and higher lows. What does that mean for those of you that trade it? UGAS is still a pretty good buy. Buy the dip, sell the rip. It wasn't up too much today because, I mean, overall natural gas hadn't really moved a god awful lot today. I got one alert on it early on this morning when it popped above 287 or 288. But take it easy, Luis. Yeah, we'll have to discuss some more of futures before long. But take it easy, man. But yeah, I got one alert on natural gas earlier today, and other than that, it was pretty quiet. Hovering right around that SMA. I'll look for it. You can see it bounce just below that SMA right here, right around 285. So I look for 285 to kind of be the new support. Right around there, roughly, not exactly, but right around 285 probably is going to be the new support. It's just above it right now, around 285.5. So that's going to be kind of interesting to see how that opens back up around 5 o'clock. But overall, I mean, for the time being, it's still, and you got to keep in mind too, we're in this cold stretch right now. That's going to be helping natural gas a little bit. I saw something on the news about Exxon found a huge natural gas deal. I forget where. It was actually on CNBC's Instagram, but I didn't know if that was going to affect natural gas. It doesn't look like it really did. It doesn't even look like it really popped up in the headlines. I forget where it was exactly. It was ExxonMobil that found it. I think it was over the last week, so it's probably old news by now anyways. But overall, I would say for this upcoming week, maybe the next 2 weeks even, natural gas is pretty bullish, which, like I mentioned, for UGas, that means keep on buying the dip. For DGas, I would kind of just let it keep on selling. You could have got a good little day trade out of it this morning. If you had access to pre-market hours, if you trade on Robinhood, you could have got in this around like $87, $88. It just didn't move enough for it to be really worth it, in my opinion, though. I would just kind of let DGas keep on sliding because that's what I think it's going to keep doing over the next, probably at the minimum, week or so. I think pretty much just based on, I'm kind of just throwing out, well, actually, I don't want to just guess. Let's take a look. UGas. Let's pull up that 180-day chart real quick. So I wouldn't be surprised to see UGas possibly, yeah, it's still got a little ways to go. It's going to hit quite a bit of resistance around 40. So you're talking how much of a move still to the upside? Roughly another 10 to 15% move to the upside. So for DGas, you're talking probably another 10 to 15% move to the downside. It's at 89.35 right now. So if we're talking, again, let's just say around a 12% move to the downside, you're talking around 78. So I would just let this thing at least come down to, at least I was going to say 80 to begin with. So I want to see this come down to around $80 before it's something I actually want to consider investing in again. It sucks you can't play options on UGas and DGas. That'd be pretty interesting if you could. But yeah, DGas, at least for this week at the minimum, is a sell for me. UGas is the buy until something changes, especially with the cold and whatnot. I think the cold this last week or so, I mean, it's like 20 degrees here in Dallas today. I was like pissed. I didn't move here for this shit. I moved here for the warm. But yeah, I mean, it's cold nationwide. Where I came from, it was like 0 today, which for March is even crazy. Dallas, the high today was like 30. I mean, it's cold nationwide right now. I think it's even cold in Florida from what I heard. So cold alone, though, doesn't always mean natural gas is going to keep going up, of course. You want to tune into the, the inventory report or whatever on, I believe that's Thursday. I always get oils and natural gases mixed up. I believe natural gas is on Thursday around 10:30 a.m. Eastern time or 9:30, one of the two. And then obviously just be watching out for any news. Because natural gas, I mean, that thing can change its course on the drop of a dime. But since natural gas was pretty much unched today, I think it's probably going to leg up to 290 tomorrow, personally. But like I said, I think it'll probably retest 285 area overnight tonight, maybe even slightly lower. It usually does overnight. It comes down quite a bit, but then in the morning it usually kind of pulls itself back up, unless if it's going down on the day. But I don't see that happening. I think it's probably going to test 290 tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest. Just keeps making higher highs for now. It's just the trend it's in. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's going up to 3 before ultimately it gets rejected. I mean, you're talking a lot of moves still to the upside for this. You're talking another 5% move to the upside. So like I said, that's about a 10 to 15% move to the downside for DGas and about a 10 to 15% move to the upside on UGas. So how's it going there? True Talk on the Couch. St. U server has a lot of people. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thanks for that. I'll be sure to check that. I usually check my Discord at the minimum on a daily basis. I was pretty active in there today. I'll probably hop on there again after hours as well. We got about an hour and a half now until Robinhood hours close. Just out of curiosity, what group are you group are you referring to? I might know who it is, like what group it is already. But again, I don't know how many of you are new tuning in for the first time. If you're new to the channel, we'd love to have you. Definitely start hitting the subscribe button below. And if there's anybody just now tuning in, Just an overall recap on the day. Pretty good day. Over 10% up on the day. Almost 11% up. Made $186. We made $100 on some SPY options in less than 10 minutes. And we covered a very slim profit on UWT, more so because I wanted to get that capital out of there, put it to work with some SP. I pretty much went in with a plan today. I was like, if I can get any profit on UWT, I'm selling it and I'm putting this money to work with SPY options, because I wanted to see if I could repeat what I did Friday and just keep it going. And I think I will. I think it's a pretty good trading strategy, especially for my trading style. Just covering profits quick, getting in and out as quick as possible. So like I said, last month we've pretty much hit a month on the dot since I started trading in this account again. Pretty much, yeah, literally about a month on the dot now since we started trading within this account, and we are up almost 19% in the last month. So pretty good month overall. Cannot complain about that. I mean, if you do 19, or let's just say even 18, round down if you want. If you do 18% per month, not including the power of the almighty compound interest, let's just say 18% per month times 12 months, 216% in a year. Do I expect that? No, but would it be awesome? Hell yeah. Anything can happen when you're day trading, so we'll see. It's not all penny stock. No, I didn't think it was penny stocks. I was just wondering if it was one of the other ones. It's not all penny stock. Oh, is that the name of the group? No, then I haven't. I thought you were just saying it's not penny stock related, or not all penny stock related. No, if that's the name of the group, no, I definitely haven't heard of it then. But yeah, on that note, it won't let me say. Huh. Okay. But other than that, if you guys don't have any other stocks or anything you want me to take a look at, if you guys don't have any stocks you want me to take a look at, then I will probably go ahead and start just wrapping the stream up, because now I can't re-go over again how to trade those SPY options, how I do. But just to sum it all up, you pretty much find a little bit of panic like I did. Where the hell was it? It was somewhere in here. But just find a little bit of panic, write it up just a little bit. You make literally 10 to 20+% profit within just a few minutes of trading. You get in and out of your trade. It was right here. Yeah, it was around 9. I don't remember. Shit, I can't remember what time it was. It was somewhere in this time frame though. You just wait for a little bit of confirmation, buy, sell in a few minutes, make a quick 10-20% profit, and then you're done for the day. Again, it does suck because of PDT. You can only do these trades 3 times in a sliding 5-day window, but at the same time, that could be good from a stress level standpoint. If you struggle with stress or anything, you won't be thinking about the markets quite as much, because hey, you can only do 3 trades a week until you hit that 25,000 limit. But man, this could be really awesome if you have $25,000 or more in your account, because then you can do this trade literally multiple times a day. Just don't get too cocky with it, because you can lose your ass on it just as quick, because you're literally playing with fire when you're doing these kind of trades. But yeah, on that note, I will go ahead and just wrap the stream up. I know we had about 5 to 10 of you tuning in. I don't know why it's not letting me click on it. 5 to 10 of you tuning in throughout the stream. I cannot thank you guys enough for tuning in. Like I said, for anyone that's tuning in for the first time, we'd love to have you here. Definitely consider hitting that subscribe button below and checking out our totally free Discord group chat that is down in the description box. And like I said, overall for today, pretty easy little day. I mean, we were done trading overall within the first hour of trading. Made a quick 11% overall on the account. Made a 12.5% return on SPY options, and made like less than 1% on those UWT shares that we held over the weekend. And for the last week, that puts us up 17. For the last month, that puts us up about 18-19%. So it'll be interesting to see if we can continue that throughout the week. Tomorrow I'll probably upload a video, not a stream, unless if we have some crazy stuff going on within the market, because I obviously cannot trade tomorrow because I'm completely out of day trades, and you guys know I do not believe in trading without having any day trades available, because That's just asking for something to go wrong. But then Wednesday, I'll probably come back with another live stream to give you guys some kind of trade recap, unless if I don't do any trading on Wednesday, which we both know that's not going to happen. But yeah, on that note, I'll go ahead and wrap the stream up. Like I said, can't thank you guys enough for tuning in and for all of your support. If you're new, we'd love to have you. Consider subscribing, checking out our Discord group chat. It's all totally free. I don't charge for anything associated with this channel. But until next time, guys, keep on going out there, making those profits, covering your profits, and achieving some financial freedom in 2019 and beyond. And I will see you guys over in the Discord group chat app, or I will see you tomorrow or in Wednesday's stream. Until then, take it easy, guys.